A lot to talk about on this edition of Ask the Manager. We got the copyright situation. We have Madden versus NHL 14. We even have news on the third Supergirl Underwater fan film that we are planning for the summer. But breaking news has just come in to W.O.N YouTube, and we'll tell you about it on Ask the Manager. It's time for me to answer your questions. And a pleasant good evening to you folks, or shall I say good afternoon. Welcome to our second installment of Ask the Manager. This is yours truly, Jonathan Rios. I am the channel owner, broadcaster, director, and of course, as I said, the owner of W.O.N YouTube Networks and Jimbo Fail Exchange Productions. Let me just push my chair there. Okay, we're about set to go. We have a lot of things to tell you on this week's episode. As I mentioned on the promo, we are going to be talking about Madden 25 versus NHL 14. Which EA Sports game is the best so far? Which one would you choose? I will tell you which one I would choose and what people should buy the most. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up is looking at my view count when it comes to the football and hockey game casts. So I'll break it down and tell you my opinion. I will also tell you news on the third installment of the Supergirl and the Underwater Peril fan film series. For those of you who, of course, on our W.O.N YouTube Facebook page, you know the news already. And also, we will continue the copyright situation discussion with YouTube. It has affected my channel, Match Third Party, for the music stuff. We will also answer your questions and comments and requests coming up on the show today. But first, before we start with any of those topics, we have breaking news to discuss, and this comes out of Warner Brothers Entertainment and DC Comics. Now, for those of you who have wished and hoped for the 1966 Batman TV series to come on DVD and Blu-ray, and many superhero fans have waited for this, well, folks, it's finally coming. Confirmed by not only Conan O'Brien, but Warner Brothers Entertainment. Now, I got the official release right here. Adam West's Batman gets a home video release. Now, this was confirmed back on early today at 4:15 Pacific time. Conan O'Brien, he wrote, and I quote, this is a Friday show, but this is being recorded on Wednesday. He wrote on Wednesday at 4:15 Pacific time, he wrote, very excited at WB Home Entertainment, that's Warner Bros. Home Entertainment, is releasing the Batman 1966 complete TV series in 2014. Then, of course, Conan being Conan writes, the seat smells like Adam West. Unbelievable. But for the very first time, finally, after decades of waiting, the Batman 1966 series is finally coming to DVD and Blu-ray. We have been waiting for this for more than 50-something years. Or, well, you can say when the VHS and beta era came, we have been waiting for a very long time. And this is not only going to affect superhero fans, it's going to affect youths too. Because I know a lot of folks upload the Batman series on YouTube. Well, now, because Warner Brothers now has the license to release the Batman series on DVD and Blu-ray, that affects YouTubers. But the point is, and listen, to be honest with you, YouTubers who have uploaded the Batman TV shows, of course, they have not been caught for copyright third-party matches. But now, since Warner Bros. Now owns the rights to the Batman series, at least home video-wise, YouTubers will be forced to take down the episodes. But to be honest with you, if you watched any of the episodes on YouTube, they are cut. With this DVD, they will be uncut, which means you'll see, and there's been some sexual innuendos in the series. That's why it raised a lot of eyebrows. Plus, there are funny things, funny moments of all the characters and the stars. So you'll be able to see that uncut on DVD, which to me is tremendous. And I think it's great for superhero fans like me. It's great for classic TV fans. We have waited a very long time for this series. And mind you, it's camp and funny, but it's very good, very entertaining. And it's part of TV culture. It was great for television in the 60s. Still is today. I mean, they used to, here in New York City, when I was a little kid, they used to get it on Channel 11. on weekdays at 5. They called it the Batman Hour. Then it went to Nick at Night, Nickelodeon. Now it's on MeTV. I think it's on MeTV. I'm not sure. I think they took it away and replaced it with Wonder Woman. That's not the issue. There's no issue at all. Now, what caused all this delay? What was all the riffraff? Why is it coming out now after more than 50, almost 50-something years? The issue was between Fox and Warner Brothers. Now, if you guys have paid attention, Warner Brothers does own DC Comics, which means they own the Batman series. But, the Batman character. But, the TV show made in 1966 was made and owned by 20th Century Fox and W.O.N Productions. So they have the rights to the show, but didn't have the rights to the characters. Now, ever since DC Comics was bought by Warner Brothers back in the day when it was Warner Communications, there's been a riff-raff between Warner Brothers and Fox. It has been that way for decades. But finally, after all these years, they have finally struck a deal. And it's for the first time, classic TV fans will finally be able to watch the Batman 1966 TV series uncut, commercial-free, and finally to themselves. It was a legal battle which had to end sometime. Not everything lasts forever, but finally, after decades of praying and trying, fans of the 1966 Batman TV series will finally get their wish, and finally Warner Brothers and Fox reach a deal. They live in harmony, and they will have the Batman TV series released in later 2014. Still, there is no word on when the release is going to be. I know I'm looking forward to it. There's no question about it. I've seen the episodes on YouTube, unfortunately, and they've been uncut in some of the, it's just not very good quality, and they taped it off TV Land. But of course, now they're going to have to be taken down because of Warner Brothers having the licensing to put it on home video, which means YouTubers are going to have to take down the show. That's the way it is. But to me personally, I'm a huge Batman 1966 fan. I love the movie. It was funny. I've seen the TV shows. I grew up watching them when I was a little kid, but never uncut. Now, there was a YouTube channel that did put the shows uncut, but I guess he took it down for some reason. Probably copyright reasons, what I can understand. But these are uncut. They're going to be original. They're going to be restored, I would believe, obviously. Now, again, this will be the third series, the DC Comics series, that Warner Brothers will release on DVD. The 1950 Superman TV series has been released on DVD. Wonder Woman has been released on DVD. So this will be the third TV show, classic DC comic TV show that will be released by Warner Brothers Entertainment. The difference is the Batman TV show, even though the Batman is owned by DC Comics, which is owned by Warner Brothers, was made by Fox. So they still own the show, but Warner Brothers owns Batman. But I would think that both of the companies will have, even though it's going to be released under Warner Brothers, Fox's name will be in it. So there's no question about it. So that's the breaking news that we bring you on Ask the Manager. Breaking news, finally, after decades of fighting between Fox and Warner Brothers, they finally come to an agreement and striking a licensing deal for the 1966 Batman TV show, and it will be released on DVD and Blu-ray. We will have more on this in the upcoming weeks. If there's any news about this release, when it's going to be released, of course, Ask the Manager will bring it right to you. So we're going to take a break. We're going to talk about Madden 25 versus NHL 14, which game I think is the best right now, what looks fine, and which one I would have preferred buying the most. You guys may be surprised. This is Ask the Manager on UPN 5. Stay with us.
Took off at 7:45 a.m. Flew 2,949 miles. Made 3 stops. And most of the trip still lies ahead. Now there are schedules to check. Flight reports to make. A quick supper with friends before turning in. Next morning, on the go again at 6:15. Then St. Louis, Cincinnati. Finally, New York. Glamour job. Mary Ann has made dozens of runs like this, served hundreds of hot meals, greeted thousands of new people. It all demands a lot of charm. and works out to a lot of Coke. Does Coca-Cola have the taste you never get tired of? Do we mean it when we say Coke is always refreshing? Is things go better with Coke after Coke after Coke just a slogan? Write Miss Mary Ann Lynch, Trans World Airlines, Box 7144, St. Louis, Missouri. She'll tell you.
Hello. This is Universal City Studios, where we're filming Dragnet. I'd like to take just a minute to talk to those of you who will soon be 65 about signing up for your Medicare benefits under Social Security. Now, it's very important that you go into your Social Security office 2 or 3 months before your 65th birthday, regardless of whether you plan to retire or whether you want to continue working for a while. If you wait until you're already 65 to apply for Medicare, you will have lost some of the protection provided by this health insurance. The time to sign up is before you're 65, not after. Now, if you have a question about Medicare or about any of the other Social Security benefits, write, phone, or visit the Social Security office in your community. The people there will be glad to help you.
Alright folks, welcome back to Ask the Manager. Yours truly, Jonathan Rios, coming into your computer screen. I just want to share this with you. Now, I can't find the other seasons for Superman, but we were talking a few minutes ago about the DC comic characters being released by Warner Brothers. I forgot to mention one thing. This is not the first time that Warner Bros. Will be releasing a thing that was not made by them. This here is the theatrical serial version of Superman, which was made by Columbia Pictures, and this is dated back, I'm trying to see, 1948 and 1950. This is before the TV show came out. I've seen it. They're good, but it's not actually very good because the flying is a cartoon. It's a cartoon, so it was kind of disappointing. It's okay, but it's good to have a collector's item. Here is the TV show of Super. I'm going to show you one. I was going to show you all 5, but here it is with George Reeves here. This is a Warner Brothers Entertainment thing here. And I just got this in the mail for the last 2 weeks. I finally have the entire collection of Wonder Woman. Let me see if I could try to get these together. See, make it look like I'm playing cards. Here you are. All 3 seasons of Wonder Woman. All made by Warner Brothers. I received season 1 here with Linda Carter, who, oh my god, a gorgeous babe. This is the 1970s. My god, she looked good. This 2, and this 3. So, for me, I'm going to add the Batman 1966 series. Hold on for a moment. I'm going to add the 1966 version to my collection of television shows that I have of superheroes and superheroines. So I'm going to have a collection, but that's what I have right now. I just want to share that with you. But for those of you who wonder why I'm sharing with you, the news is, of course, Warner Bros. And Fox struck a deal to release the Batman 1966 TV series to DVD and Blu-ray. It'll come in 2014. No date has yet to be determined when it's coming to come out. Now, starting with the topics here, is Madden 25 versus NHL 14. We talked about this last week on EA Sports' problems when it came to video games. And I have mentioned Madden 25 was not as good as I thought. I mean, it's okay, but not to the point where it's spectacular. They still need a lot of improvements, and they need to make improvements in the last year of the contract with the NFL. We still do not know the word on that with the licensing. Of course, if we find anything, we'll bring it to you. But then I look between the Madden 25 game, and I do gamecasts. I do the gamecasts for Brooklyn Browns football, powered by Madden 25, and I do New York Rangers gamecasts, and of course some Rochester Americans gamecasts, mostly Rangers gamecasts, powered by NHL 14 on the W.O.N. YouTube networks. And I look at these games. These are the games I have right now. I'm just showing it to you folks. And you know, Madden 25 I really wanted to get. There's no question about it. I look at it, it's okay, but then there's a lot of things that I'm missing in the game. Have you guys noticed the head coaches have no headsets? Every head coach, whether you're wearing a hat or not, doesn't have any headsets. I thought that was an issue. There was a lot of lagging, not lagging, but a lot of errors going on with the game and stuff. The game was fine, the graphics fine, but they just need improvement. There's no question about it. They just need improvement. The NHL 14 is great. I thought they should have updated it, though, because it still looks like the NHL 13 game. Now, which game would you buy the most? Would it be Madden 25 or NHL 14? I'll give you what I think. By looking at my YouTube channel here, and I'm going to look at the main one, UPN5, because I have mostly the football and hockey ones. I look at the YouTube channel, I look at the numbers here, and the Ranger Gamecasts have more views than the Browns Gamecast. Now, the last game of the season for the Browns, and I'm doing the playoffs, by the way, this Sunday, the Browns and 49ers got 93 views. The week before was the Browns versus the Raiders. They only got 47. On December 27th, it was the Devils and Rangers Gamecast. It got 204 views. The Rochester Americans Hockey Gamecast got 95 views, while the Browns and Titans Gamecast on Christmas got only 50. The week before that, the Browns and Jaguars Gamecast got 52. The very first Gamecast we got was December 7th. That was the Rangers, and we got 114 views. The week before, the Browns and Ravens Act 2 only got 44 views. I'm going to move up here and see. Now, the last game we uploaded of the Rangers was back on January 11th. That was a couple days ago. Rangers versus Jets, and it got 82 views. Folks, the bottom line is the NHL 14 game is more better than Madden 25. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is the truth. The reason why the graphics and the overlays and also the way the game goes. The NHL game, and it's funny that we're talking about the NHL because there was a story saying that the NHL games are outdrawing the NBA games in the arena. That tells you the shift of power. Now, the NFL is always going to be number one in this country. But video game-wise, the NHL game is about the best one, and it even tops Madden. I hate to say this. There's a reason why the NHL game is rated the number one game in video game sports. The NFL game, we understand you're celebrating your 25th year anniversary with EA Sports, but you should have done better. There's no question about it. There was a lot of things missing in the NFL game. The NHL game, I would say they should have updated more things. They should have a Winter Classic in the schedule, not as separate. That's the only issue I have with the NHL EA Sports game. But when I look at it, my view is that if I had a chance to buy these games again, or before, let's say I didn't have them right now, and I previewed them on YouTube or any place else, I would buy the NHL game first, because it's one of the best games in video games right now, and there's not that much issues with the NHL game. Plus, it's exciting to do, and there's so many options you could do in the game. In a Madden game, the only improvement I see is that you get to relocate your team. Plus, they bring back some of the old football team names, which don't exist anymore, like the Brooklyn Dodgers or some other things. The issue I have with EA Sports is that they should have added more things. I understand they were focused on the PS4 version, but even the PS4 version is not so exciting. So, in my view, I'm going to take the NHL 14 game over Madden 25 due to the fact that the NHL 14 game gives you a lot of options here, and there's no lagging, there's no mistakes, there's no issues, there's no sidetracks, unlike Madden 25. If EA Sports does stay with the NFL, they need to improve the NFL series. I mean, this just can't go on. A lot of fans were disappointed with the Madden game this year, and there was some improvement, but not that much. We understand you're trying to carry over to the PS4 version and era, but there's a lot of improvement to be worked on with EA Sports Madden series. That's if there's gonna be a continuation of that series. So my take on this, NHL game over Madden. I may get a lot of disagreement, but that's just my view. Looking at the games, looking at the results, and looking at the view count on my channel. Alright folks, coming up next, we're going to take another break here. We are going to be discussing the third installment of the Supergirl Underwater Peril fan film series. I will tell you what I've done the last couple of days and what we are set for in the next couple of months. That's coming up right after this message. This is Ask the Manager.
Supergirl has the ability to save millions upon millions of lives with her great superpowers. Americans have the ability to save thousands of lives, one at a time.
16,000 people die each year in car crashes that don't have to. Safety belts could save their lives. Safety belts could also prevent thousands from being horribly disfigured or crippled for life. So buckle up. Your life is in your hands.
Hi, I'm Mike Wallace with a sensational shortening discovery for better baking and frying. It's Procter & Gamble's Golden Fluffo. Let's hear what Mrs. Thelma Styra, Indiana State Fair baking champion, had to say about Fluffo.
I love Fluffo. It makes such a golden brown pie.
Oh, man, that's some apple pie. Get Golden Fluffo.
Alright, welcome back to Ask the Manager here on W.O.N. UPN 5. Yours truly, Jonathan Rios. I'm the channel owner, operator, and broadcaster and director of W.O.N. YouTube Networks and Jimbo Fair Exchange Production. We have had so far a jam-packed vlog show so far, and it just only continues. By the way, just a reminder, coming up right after Ask the Manager, it's Rangers Gamecast Hockey powered by NHL 14. The Rangers taking on the St. Louis Blues. The 11-game winning streak is on the line. Rangers and Blues following Ask the Manager here on UPN 5. Next topic to talk about is installment number 3 of the Supergirl Underwater Peril fan film series. Of course, right here from W.O.N. YouTube Networks, Jimbo Fair Exchange Production, associated with MMP Studios, one of the most professional companies I've been associated with. And it is official, and I will read you my official release that I put on both Facebook pages, the Underwater, the Supergirl Underwater fan film series, and also the W.O.N. YouTube Network Facebook page. I wrote, "Attention! I'm proud to announce that W.O.N. YouTube Networks / Jimbo Fair Exchange Productions will be teaming up with MMP Studios once again to bring you the third installment of the Supergirl Underwater fan film series. The project is entitled Supergirl and the Bloody Traces of Stargirl." Now, the casting was a little bit tricky. Jack LeDoux, of course, was going to be playing Supergirl, as you guys know. Now, I had originally picked 2 other actresses, one to play Stargirl and one to play, let me see if I could get it here, because I got it right in front. Special Military Agent Melissa Bennett. Now, I had 2 actresses that I wanted to play. The issue was financial-wise. Right now, I'm calculating that the budget for the project is going to be over $1,000. Not counting the costumes and the props. It's going to be over $1,000 because of the production, but mostly the actress fee because of the dialogue and everything. So that's going to be a situation I'll be working on. Now, just to let you know, the installment won't happen until the summertime. I am targeting the summertime between June, July, or August. I want to get this done by the summertime. But, of course, the earlier the better, of course. Now, my issue was the 2 actresses I picked cost too much. And so I decided that the girl who played the Rogue, I've decided, and now it's official, the girl who played the Rogue's Green Lantern in Supergirl Endurance will be cast as Stargirl. I made the decision. I emailed the MMP Studios, let them know. They said it's okay. But the third character is very tricky. Now, of course, they warned me saying that if there's going to be a lot of intensive dialogue that they will want to be paid more. I'm going to see what I can do. I have talked to my writers who's going to help me, Jackie Gonzalez and Ricardo Reyes. We have made a deal that we would put $400 each. Now, at the moment, unfortunately, tonight, which is Wednesday night, of course, you guys are seeing this on a Friday or any other day. Unfortunately, me and my friend Ricky are having a couple of issues when it comes to jobs. I'm doing some freelancing work, even though it's going to be slow. Plus, I plan to earn a YouTube check in a couple of months, probably by March. But we do have 6 or 7 months to work this out. But right now, financial-wise, we're kind of a little bit short. But we're going to do the best we can. 7 months is pretty far away, and it's a long way to go. But we are still in the planning stages of Supergirl and the Bloody Traces of Stargirl. We'll make it official. We are going to make it official. Jack LeDoux will be playing the Girl of Steel again, and Lauren Kessler will be playing Stargirl, which is a fictional type Supergirl character, but has more weaknesses. She's a little bit more human. You understand? She's not like Supergirl, who's invisible and stuff, only kryptonite weakness or not. A lot of things cripple Stargirl that she doesn't have She has the abilities, but not the strength and the severe power like Supergirl. Now I'm going to read you what the plot of the story is. Now, of course, we are still in the planning stages of this, and anything can change. Now, I'm going to read it to you like I'm reading it to you right now. The story takes place in 2 different time frames. The first part of the story is those that take place 10 years before, which was 2004. And it jumps ahead to 2014, of course, the present time. Now, the plot of the story is that Stargirl is in the woods, Stargirl played by Lauren Kessler, and is looking to recover an orange radioactive diamond which was stolen from a military base. Stargirl finds the diamond, which is encased in a small box for protection because it leaks out some rays. While Stargirl is ready to depart, she drops the box with the diamond in it, and the diamond comes out of the box. Now, little does Stargirl know, she realizes she's been exposed to radioactive material from a diamond, and the radioactive rays from the diamond attract deadly vampire bats and anything that, that's in the bat family. Now, while having tried to put the diamond back in the box, Stargirl notices a swarm of bats surrounding her and then is bitten by a vampire bat, and then ensues the transformation. She collapses and everything else. That's my plot. Now, although she's still in her Stargirl attire, 2 things have changed. Thanks to the bat blood that was exchanged after she tried to suck the blood out of her. She now has deadly vampire fangs that could cut like a hot knife with butter. And she has a thirst to kill. So, we go 10 years past. So Stargirl goes on a killing spree in a 10-year span, and she commuters herself. She flies herself to 2 areas. Those 2 areas during that 10-year span that hit it with the deadly situation: the city metropolis and the town of Lakeland. We fast forward to this year, 2014, and the word on the street is that Stargirl is on the prowl again. Hold on for a minute. I think I lost my place. Now, the 10-year span, a murder always happens on the Friday the 13th. Doesn't matter what month it is, but if it's Friday the 13th, that's when Stargirl strikes. Now, as I was saying, word on the it shifts to 2014. Word on the street is that Stargirl is on the prowl again, this time in the town of Lakeland, and witnesses in the town have said that she's been hiding out in a now closed off Mark Luther pool house for the last 6 months. Now, those of you who have been watching the first 2 fan films, you know that Supergirl has had a lot of encounters in that pool house by Mark Luther, of course, with the Watery Trap film, and then, of course, Green Lantern, of course, in the Endurance film, and it's supposed to be closed off because things have occurred over there. A lot of incidents have occurred. Now, Stargirl's been hiding out in a now closed off Mark Luther pool house, and when law enforcement agents and other superheroines go to the area to search the grounds, she bites them and drowns them in the pool. So far in Lakeland, in a 6-month span, law enforcement agents, 6 of them, actually make it 2 of them, and 11 superheroines have been Stargirl's fatal victims in the town of Lakeland in that incident. It has baffled law enforcement for some time. Now, here's the tricker. Supergirl aka Jacqueline Kent, Mile Man reporter, is new to the story. Of course, played by Jack LeDoux. She's new to the story, and the reason why is because she has been out of the country for the last 6 months covering the Olympics and the G2 Summer for her newspaper. She gets wind of it on the first day back and is determined to put a stop to the killings and try to convert Stargirl back to normal. Now, as I said, my plot is that my plan for the film is so Supergirl to team up with somebody, a special military agent, you already know, and my plan is to kill off the agent, of course. Somebody's going to die. There's no question about it. 2 people are going to die. The agent. But will Stargirl, who's going to die? Either Stargirl or Supergirl. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So that's my plan right now. But the main concern here, the plot, is that the agent and Supergirl are going to try to restore Stargirl back to her normal self. But little do they know, Stargirl's next target on her list is Supergirl, which she's been wanting to try to get for some time. So that is the situation. There'll be some underwater fights, underwater drownings, biting of the neck with blood as well. And instead of having, there's going to be different things. I don't want to reveal too much. That's my plan. Now, the target date is summer of 2004, even late spring of 2004, this year. It all depends on how things go. I hope to have more details. I have not thought of when I'm going to start the donation campaign yet. My plan and my friends' plans are We're going to try to gather as much as material we can, and we're going to try to start saving. I know my friend Jackie's probably going to put in $400. I'm going to put in a couple. We're going to see where it goes, but it's going to be over $1,000. There's no question about it, at least for the production / model fee. The props and the costumes, I believe me and my friend Jackie have that taken care of. We're going to do that, but the production and model fee is the issue, of course. I still am not sure which third model I want to pick for the agent. The storyline could change, but we will see. We got 7 to 6 months to work with it, but that is the situation. The official news, W.O.N, YouTube Network, and MMP Studios are officially teaming up to make the third installment of the Supergirl Underwater fan film series. Will this be the last one? We don't know. Of course, finance-wise, it'll determine what we're going to do. We are going to do a third one. The donation campaign, don't know when it's going to start, but it'll probably start around the springtime. But my plan is that my friends will start saving up money. We're going to buy the costumes and stuff, there's no question about it, and the props right away. We're probably not going to buy the third character's costume right away because we're not sure which one we're going to pick, but we are going to get the Supergirl and the Stargirl costumes out of the way because we already got the measurements, so that's definite. The cost right now is going to be over $1,000. That's why myself, Jackie, and Ricky are going to be putting in $400 each, or we'll see what happens. Of course, the donations as well, we'll need assistance, of course, and of course we've had assistance for the first two, but we're going to see what happens. So that's where we stand. Supergirl and the Water Trap in the planning stages. Once we get, we'll in the next couple of months, next couple of weeks, we'll give you more updates when it comes to that. All right, we got plenty more to come here on Ask the Manager. The copyright situation continues here for the networks. Now, that'll be our last segment because we're running out of time. The questions and comments and requests, we'll talk about it next week on next week's edition. But we're going to have our final segment, the copyright situation. It has affected us here on W.O.N in a big way. We'll tell you about it right after these messages. Stay with us.
I don't know. I really worry about his commitment. Oh, Jerry? Oh, we're 10 minutes from the biggest deal of our lives, and where is he? Oh, come on, let's go.
Mr. Stevens just called on his car phone. He's stuck on the Kennedy. He says he'll meet you there.
He drives? I live in Glencoe. He drives every day. Now I wonder about his sanity.
People going home on my train use the time to unwind. At first they're kind of shell-shocked. Then they realize they're heading home. They turn back into a father or a mother or a Little League coach. Tickets! Tickets, please. By the time they get home, they're a regular person. At least until they get to work the next morning.
Metro North and the Long Island Railroad, going your way.
Alright folks, welcome back. Final segment of Ask the Manager, and I talked about this in the first vlog of Ask the Manager about the copyright situation when it came to audio. Well, it has struck us. We have no strikes, but it struck us on UPN 5 in a big way because if those of you have noticed, a lot of the nets and MR gamecasters have been taken down. I took them down because of audio-visual copyright claim. Same companies, but there's another one that had to be taken down, which I'm kind of disappointed. It was Super Michaela. EA Sports now is starting to claim music. This has never happened before until the new monetization thing has come out, and EA Sports' music, which is licensed by Ingrooves, claimed the music, so I had no choice but to bring it down. Folks, this is going to get out of control for long. This is just the beginning. We are only in the first month of January. Folks, it is going to be like a storm. We are going to continue to see these kind of things happen for many, many months to come. And it's going to be a time where YouTubers are going to be fed up, and YouTube is going to have to make a change and try to strike a deal. These auto-visual claims of the third party when it comes to video games or anything else is becoming monotonous, and it's getting out of control. We knew this was going to happen. We saw this coming. This is the 15th of January. You guys are seeing this on the 17th of January. And it's becoming a ripple effect. Video after video after video being claimed by companies that are just greedy for money, or they're just false claims. This has to stop. It is getting to be a monotonous and terrible situation for YouTubers, and now I'm affected. Now I ain't got no strikes. I have no match third parties on any of my 4 channels. I plan to keep it that way. But the situation the rules, the monetization changes are really starting to take effect, and it is affecting every YouTuber's channel who is associated with entertainment or YouTube. It is taking effect, and it's not good. It is not good at all, and YouTube has to take issue with this because they will lose a lot of YouTubers, loyal YouTubers who work their behinds off with these videos. YouTube better watch their back. This is going to be a ripple effect, and there's going to be a lot of feedback, and it was not going to be positive, I can tell you that. Alright, we were going to take questions and comments and requests, and I'm looking here, and unfortunately, I guess we're not getting any requests or questions, so, but we didn't have time because we ran out of time because of the, you see, the breaking news about the Batman 1966 series, but I guess that's about it. Next week, again, not sure about the topic, but I'll come up with something. Until next time, this is yours truly, Jonathan Rios. You've been watching Extra Manager, and I've answered your questions. Once again, Rangers Gamecast Hockey, powered by NHL 14, is coming straight up. This has been Extra Manager, yours truly, Jonathan Rios, and I have been happy to answer your questions. See you next time, folks. W.O.N. YouTube Networks is now on Facebook. Check it out.